welcome to another week. My name is Mary Wells, and I am a registered dietitian nutritionist for the Little Rock Athletic Club. And this week's program is going to focus on produce. One of the questions that I get frequently is, what is the best produce to eat? Is it fresh, frozen, or canned? What do you think it is? Fresh, frozen, canned, or none of the above? It is actually, I'm going to say none of the above, because the best produce out of those three is the one that you're going to eat. There's really not much of a nutrient difference between fresh produce, canned produce, or frozen produce. The main differences are in how they are treated before they get to the grocery store. Fresh produce is often picked before it's ripe, so it can ripen on its way to the grocery store, which might be a couple to several days. It just depends on how far it's being transported. Canned and frozen produce is allowed to ripen on the vine, so it's picked when it's ripe and then processed into either the canned or the frozen. So again, not much, you're still eating the ripened fruit in any one of these three scenarios. One thing that I will caution you about with canned produce is that it is oftentimes packed in a saltwater solution and would be higher in sodium than if you had just the fresh, bought off the refrigerated shelves in your produce section versus if it was canned. So how you can get the canned more like the fresh without anything added to it is just to rinse it under water and a colander until you can see that all the canning liquid is rinsed away and you're back to having it as close as it could be had it been fresh. Sometimes fruits are packed in a sugar solution to complement their sweetness, and again, sugar being another preservative, just like the salt or sodium is a preservative for vegetables. You can take that canned fruit, dump it in a colander, let it be rinsed under some running water, and then you're back to having it as close as possible to its fresh counterpart. The second part of our produce program today is question I'm seeing a lot is, can I contract COVID from produce? As of right now, there are no known cases of this virus being contracted through food in general across the world. No known cases of people contracting the virus from food. I certainly don't want people to be discouraged from eating produce right now, because if you'll listen to my first YouTube from a couple of weeks ago, is the importance of fresh fruit and vegetables in helping to support our immune system to do its job. So, no known cases of this virus being passed along from food. You can protect yourself even further from picking up the virus, should it be on some food, by rinsing all fresh fruit and vegetables under running water in a colander over a sink. You do not want to fill a sink with water and submerge fresh produce under the water. You're more likely to spread any kind of contaminant on the produce, COVID or otherwise, around to other parts of the produce, or to leave that residue in your sink, or pick up some kind of bacteria that's already in your sink and deposit it on the vegetables or fruit. The best way to keep your produce clean is to run it under is to put it in a colander and run fresh water over it. You may be familiar with or use or have used in the past produce rinses or washes, and that's fine. You can use those too if you'd like, or keep using it. You don't have to start using it. What the main benefit from those is that it helps create a slick surface on produce, in addition to the scrubbing that you would do on the produce, on hard produce only, of course, just like the scrubbing that you do on your hands to help loosen or get the virus off of your hands. It's the same thing to get any bacteria or contaminant off of the produce. Of course, you can't scrub soft produce hard. You can't scrub berries because they'll just turn into a berry pulp. It won't be a whole fruit anymore. But anything that's hard, like carrots, potatoes, you can take a scrub brush to scrub off any contaminants that might be on the surface. The Food and Drug Administration, or FDA, is currently monitoring the food supply for the U.S. They have not seen any indication of the food supply being threatened, and what I mean by that is there's no need to worry about food shortages. If you've gone to the grocery stores and you've seen less of something that you normally buy on the shelves, it's not an indication that there's a food shortage going on. It's only indicating that the grocery store has put out all that it has of that one food, and they're just waiting for their supplies to come back in stock so they can put it back out. So there's no need to hoard food right now. There's no need to panic about food. Our food supply and safety is very secure and not in danger right now. One thing I will add about buying fresh produce, if you would feel more comfortable buying fresh produce in bulk where it's already been bagged, that is one way to lessen your chance of picking up a contaminant or the virus from the food supply. Again, there have been no known cases of coronavirus being transferred from food to a person, but if it would make you feel better and it would keep you buying those fresh fruits and vegetables, you could buy produce that's already been pre-bagged. You'll see that with apples, oranges, grapefruit, potatoes, onions, even celery that's already been bagged. For example, anything that's already been pre-wrapped or bagged, if that would make you feel better about purchasing and eating fresh produce right now, then please, by all means, do that. Remember, produce is pro-immunity, and we want to keep your immunity in the best tip-top shape by eating healthy, nutritious, whole foods, as well as keeping up that hand washing and washing all the utensils that you use to prepare your food. Thanks for tuning in. Until next week, have a great one. Bye.